sort of a shocking result of the research that 96% of companies experience problems with model development. And a lot of these problems are typically trying to extract and synthesize the data. They may have fragmented data that's on multiple platforms. They may not have a holistic data architecture. It may be difficult to access the data and prepare it so that it is fit for purpose. So all of those challenges around getting the data and preparing the data can be significant. But the other big issue is that there are hundreds and hundreds of modeling techniques, and it is a practical impossibility to know which modeling technique will work the best beforehand. So a lot of time is spent trying different models and looking for a good solution, and then tuning each model to try to get better accuracy. And these can be very, very time-consuming and arduous tasks. Although there are new technologies emerging that will make this both of these problems significantly easier, and we can talk about that later. The other problem that many companies cite is getting models into production. In other words, getting them from the lab into the field. And some of the problems that I've seen is that the models are developed in such a way that they don't fit neatly into the production technology infrastructure. And in some cases, they have to be rewritten entirely. There are also, there's significant, especially in banking, model validation and model risk management requirements. Preparing all of this documentation and doing all the tests and validating the models and checking for bias and making sure that you're not using any inappropriate data features can be a very difficult and time-consuming task. And very importantly, the data that you've used to train the model then has to be prepared and made available for the model to make predictions on a regular, ongoing basis. And that process may need to be created. And then last, a shockingly small number of companies, according to the research, actively monitor their AI and machine learning assets in production, which is a very significant risk. Companies need to monitor their models for data drift, which is the term that describes when data begins to look very different from the data that the model was trained on, or for a decay in the accuracy of the model. The second major thing, and I've seen more models fail for this reason than any other reason, is poor data change management. And what can happen is something changes upstream. There's either new data or a change in the usage of the data that flows down, and the model then starts to see data that it's never seen before, and you can get some very wildly unpredictable results. So it's really critical that once models are deployed, they are managed very, very carefully and actively.